Hi, this is Roy with NorseFX. Today I want to touch on a topic that we always ask ourselves when we are starting out as traders. And that is it possible to make it as a retail trader in this market? Well, my answer to that it's yes, but you have to be willing to put in the time and the effort necessary to achieve success. Because you probably know that 95% of all retail traders, they lose money in the beginning of the process, but if you think about it, success is about doing the right things. So identifying what those things are and only do those things. That sounds easy enough. Well, I know from experience that it just isn't that simple. Trading is about finding and developing your own edge. So finding the trading pattern that you love trading and keeping stats on how the performance is of all those patterns. Because if you have the stats behind your own trading, you're able to sit down and figure out a way to trade them better and bigger and more often. And that is what trading is all about. Something repeatable, something we can do over and over and over again. We can become expert in a small field within a larger sphere. Easy as that. Because trading is hard. Trading is basically the hardest easy money you will ever make. And this kind of segues into the next part. And I have been trading since 2014, so 3.5 years now. And I have developed multiple systems, but now I have narrowed it down to 3 plays that I do over and over again. So number one, that is the EMA touch. So that is the automated part of my trading. So trading with the trend algo. Number two, that is the turtle soup. So the false break. And number three, that is the play I do the most often. And that is the intraday pullback with the trend. And what you need to do to take yourself to the next level, that is sitting down and finding your 3 top performers, only focus on trading those better, bigger, and more often going forward. So I want to show you a trade example that I had on the NZD-JPY. If you have been following this YouTube account for quite some time, you have probably seen the analysis already, but now I will take you through the trade step by step on how I did it. So sit back and we will get on it. So this is the NZD-JPY. This is the daily time frame. So I like to do a multiple time frame analysis. Here we go. So I do multi-time frame analysis. So that is combining a higher time frame and playing it out in a lower time frame. So that is part of my edge. That is part of my experience. And this is what this game is all about, making this your own. And now, next slide, this is the 4-hour chart. So after hitting this resistance, you can see that price right here formed a shooting star candlestick. If you have followed me on Instagram, you know that this is my #1 candlestick of them all. I just love it. I have sweet dreams about it. I simply love it. It plays out great. So this is the daily, this is the 4 hours. So I have confirmation on a daily play on the 4-hour chart. So now I'm executing my first discretionary trade on this currency pair. This is the 1 hour. So the shooting star candlestick, it's formed up here. And then I have some confirmation that I might be right about this trading idea, because all of the analysis went through that I thought NZD-JPY was going to fall, and it was going to fall quite a bit. So now we have come down to the first key support. This is a demand level. It doesn't matter. You can call this whatever you want, as long as this makes sense to you. That's what this game is all about, making things your own, so that you can execute your trades according to your trade plan with full confidence. So what I talked about earlier, trade it better, bigger, and more often. So I'm already short on this currency pair, and now we are on to the first stage. So if we break this support, I will activate the trend algo and let him take over the trading for me. You can see here, we're breaking the key support, activating the algo at this stage, and I don't have to do anything else. I just waited, and then price filled me right here, filled short, placed a stop for me, and it stopped working after that. So I'm now in the trade with the trend algo. And you might ask yourself, why didn't you trade here or here even? Because you have now missed two fantastic trades. But my trade plan going into this was trade the pattern that developed. So using my own edge and discretion, because it's all about making this your own. And now, next slide, trade number one is here from the trend algo. Next support is broken. Algo activation again. This is the 1 hour chart, and you can see that this is multiple days worth of price action. I get filled on this green candle right here. Price screens against me. This is 30 pips or something. Not the best experience. And then it stayed there. This is a Friday. Gapping down on the Sunday, going back up, and then falling further. So I have now two trades in the market. So once we break the support after trade number two, I activate the trend algo once again. And as you see, I had to wait a long time before I could take trade number three, or I didn't take it because the algo took it for me, but I had to wait a long time before I could get a fill on trade number three. Now, this is when we are coming into the key support from the first slide that I showed. So 79.35, and then we broke above. I closed 70% of my whole position, placed the stop above the previous high, and I got stopped on everything. And this is the entire leg from the top to the bottom of the leg I traded. So I had a plan going into this level. I executed my plan according to my own rules and my discretion. So that is utilizing my own edge. And basically, this is what trading is all about. Don't think about fancy cars and all that stuff you see on social media. Figure out what is your number one play. Hone that play into perfection. Find a way to make it better, bigger, and more often. That is at least my take on what it takes to become profitable and good at this game. So really appreciate that you stayed until the end. So until next time, I wish you good luck and I will see you soon. Goodbye.